Hey everybody, welcome back to Zavvi's YouTube channel. My name is Jamie and today we are going to be talking about the story of the X-Men. Since the X-Men first debuted on the big screen 20 years ago, that's right, 20 years ago, they have formed a huge part of the superhero genre. Across a series of 10 movies so far, that not including the Deadpool films, there have been certainly highs and lows, but there is no doubting the impact these mutants have had on Hollywood. And their story certainly isn't over yet. With the much delayed New Mutants still yet to be released, and the MCU head honcho Kevin Feige teasing that X-Men will soon feature in the much beloved Marvel Universe that we all know. So considering all that success, it is strange to think that the first movie very nearly didn't happen. This is a story of the X-Men. Make sure you buckle up as it's quite a ride. And it starts in the early 1980s when X-Men comics were at their peak of popularity. Comic book writer Chris Claremont was recruited by Studio Nirvana to pen script for an X-Men movie, with the mutants at the time being Marvel's best-selling comic book heroes. Whilst his first outline focused on Kitty Pryde, the second instead featured the conflict between X-Men and the Brotherhood of Mutants, set against the backdrop of the Cold War. However, wanting to focus on the comics and novels, Claremont soon stepped away from the project, leaving Studio Nirvana looking for new writers. Enter comic book writers Roy Thomas and Jerry Conway, who completed their first treatment by January 1984 with Orion Pictures, meanwhile securing distribution rights for the movie. Unfortunately, the producers weren't happy with their draft, so the duo wrote another, and so on. And the resulting final script was pretty off the wall, with the story following Proteus as he pursues his evil plan of raising a continent from the depths of the ocean. In this world, there is no Xavier School, Jean Grey, or even the mutants, with the term not being used once in the script. Still, this is the treatment the studio chose to go ahead with. That was until Orion Pictures hit a snag, suffering financial troubles, eventually filing for bankruptcy, putting an end to their plans for an X-Men movie. In years following, numerous other attempts were made to bring the X-Men to the big screen, and after that deal fell apart, 20th Century Fox purchased the rights to an X-Men movie, hiring writer Andrew Kevin Walker to pen the script, which he completed in 1994. It didn't take off though, and more writers were brought in to give it a go, including Joss Whedon and later Michael Chabon. Chabon's story was more of an original tale, focusing on the character development of Wolverine, Jubilee, Professor X, and many more. Fox started hunting for a director to helm the project, but with both Robert Rodriguez and Paul W.S. Anderson turning down the opportunity. The X-Men movie had once again stalled until director Bryan Singer came on board in 1996. Writer Ed Solomon started work on the script with a release date of Christmas 1998. Of course, it quickly got delayed due to script issues, but finally a proposal was submitted which the director and the team believed was, and as we quote, perfect. Sadly, Fox rejected this due to the estimate cost, with Christopher McQuarrie and David Hayter being recruited for rewrites. Finally, the studio were happy with the script, and thus the production started. Of course, X-Men's troubles were far from over, with the choice to play Wolverine, Russell Crowe, turning down the role. He instead recommended his friend Hugh Jackman, which the studio laughed off as he was unknown at the time. Other actors were considered, with Dougray Scott eventually being cast, but he later dropped out due to scheduling conflicts. Going back to square one, Jackman was cast 3 weeks into filming after a successful audition, a late miracle as he would go on to be the perfect Wolverine, as we all know. Jackman wasn't the only one who came to the film late. James Marsden joined when Jim Caviezel dropped out of playing Cyclops, whilst Famke Janssen stepped in to replace Peter Wilson as Jean Grey. So 2 decades after the project was first worked on, X-Men hit the big screen, with much riding on it. For instance, Marvel was hoping it would be successful so they could get their Spider-Man and Fantastic Four projects off the ground. And thankfully it was, becoming a box office smash and receiving positive critical reviews, helping to ignite the comic book boom in cinema. Quite the remarkable achievement, especially considering the 20-year-long struggle it took to get X-Men to the big screen. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video today. If you'd like to like, comment and subscribe, and to remember to hit that bell icon for more videos coming. Thank you!